So, diving straight in, an energy check, if you will. I felt the need to jump on a video because there has been a big surge of energy coming up. I mean, like, there has been tsunamis going on and all sorts of planetary things going on. Like, we had a swell like in the sea here at Cape Town. Like, it was huge from that tsunami, apparently. All sorts of crazy stuff going on, and I believe that happened over the full moon, I think. But either way, it matters not. There's like, you know, Mother Earth, Gaia, she's shaking her skin, she's shaking her body, she's like, get off, and we're all like, ugh. So then there's more purging to come, right? Even this weekend just passed, all right? I found it a very powerful weekend because it was the 2022 energies, because Saturday was on the 22nd, right? But we have been sat in Cape Town here in 35, 38, nearly 40 degrees, all depending on where you are. It has been so hot that nobody knew what to do with themselves. So we've had a massive blast of hot energy that came through. And, you know, we all know heat, hot, fire. We had fires on the mountain, which was it was arson. You know, they were closing places down. It's been quite chaotic this weekend. So also as well, what I want to talk about is this purging, this chaos energy. So we started the beginning of January, very sort of like mellow, kind of still, very still. No one feels the urge or need to actually step outside themselves and do anything. We had this intense pull to just be still and quiet. And I felt those energies come in on January the 11th, and it's been like that until now. So last week or so, I started to feel the energy shift, and they started to become a little bit more purgy again. I thought, oh, here we go. All right, more energy to transmute into the highest vibration. You know, there's always more work. This is the thing where we shouldn't get it twisted. Don't be despondent. Don't be like, oh, really? No, there's always going to be work to do, right? But it's just like how you move through it is key, right? So now, here in Cape Town, there is a place just down the road, which has got some not so great energy. Anyway, the pipes burst, and they were sewage pipes, and there was shit everywhere. And I thought, isn't that interesting? Because they got to look at their shit. And then I started to think, oh, wow, okay. And then I really started to get the memo deeper and deeper and deeper about purging more of our dark side. But here's the thing. It's not just our dark side. It's our dark and nasty side. All the dark and nasties are coming out. Like, really hectic, your own and other people's. And it's just a whole thing. It's a whole shit show, excuse the pun. So this is what's come up to the surface. Now, to back this up, I invite you to just go and look at this really, really amazing woman in India. She's called the Isis Channeling. She is on Instagram, and I've actually had the pleasure of having a session with her. She's amazing. And when she shares her light, it is so spot on. And she's actually written an article on this Scorpion energy, which backed up everything that I was getting through my own channel download. So I was just like, right, need to share her information on this as well. So do yourself a favor, go check out what she's written on Instagram, because it will basically deepen this video so much more. So it is all about the dark and nasties, you know, and there is a lot of energy out there which is just stimulating so much fear, okay? There, you know, we kind of like naively, as always, going, oh, okay, we're in 2022, and we just thought we were sipping on cocktails and just chilling. Yes, we are more in that. It's like, put it this way, you might not be floating in the pool fully, but you've definitely got your feet in the pool in a cocktail. But you might not be fully immersed in it, but you're in the pool area, okay? The feet are in the pool. And that's different, because last year and prior, we weren't even anywhere near the pool area. We were basically face down in the flowers, like trying not to die. So, you know, so we're good. It's good. We're fine. But we still got some work to do, all right? So this purging energy, this purging frequency is bringing up an awful lot of, like I say, the dark and nasties from past lives. Because burst pipes, going back to that sewage pipe, burst pipes are all about past life. So, you know, it's old stuff, like really old stuff, and it is just coming up. And you may be the receiver of that, but you might also be the projector of that. But it matters not. It's one big storm of all this dark energy, and it's really, really important for when we are going through that, depending on which side you're on, or both, because let's face it, in all past lives, whether you're being the one who's being dumped on in this life, you're the one that's projecting, it doesn't matter, because we've been on both sides, like, all the time. Own it all, like, own it all. You know, you're always going to be the perpetrator, and you're also going to be the one that was the victim. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter, because it's all much of a oneness, right? So that's really important that you just roll with that, right? So where we are right now is coming into that place of responsibility, you know? So as I've always said in every single one of my videos, it is a constant. Everything that is going on out there that you may be blaming or going, I don't like that, this is what you created it. You created it. So the enforcing of suffering is going to be you being stuck kind of going, oh, but that out there, but that's happening to me and that's unfair, or whatever it might be, okay, that you don't like out there. The quickest way to actually really transform that is to take responsibility. And what I mean by that is just say, well, you created it. And really take that time to just let that land, because that is the pathway to your power. That is the pathway to paradise, because until you get to that point and own absolutely like everything, and it's hard, I'm not going to lie, it's hard. Every single moment of every single day, I am challenged in owning and owning and owning a bit more and owning a bit more, and then thinking something's not to do with me and going, oh, that's mine too. Well, let's cut to the bullshit, Marie. All of it is you. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I've had to do as well, is just be really, really honest. And that's really taken me down a rabbit hole in the past few days. Now, as a result of that, physical sensations come up, because like I have got 2 double blocked ears right now. I can't hear a thing. And there's all sorts of funky like things going on inside of there. And I mean, that's as a result of me really getting down to that deep, dark and nasty. So you're going to get, when you get to that level, you're really, really going to be like working with a physical purge as well, because that stuff's got to go, right? So there's lots of funky things going on right now. But going back to the taking responsibility, you know, it's like, you know that old saying, you know, is it kind? Does it serve? You know, how does that land out there? You know, like I've actually had a not very nice comment on my social media platforms, and I kind of looked at that and I just thought, ooh, that got my humanness, and it made me feel really upset because the person wasn't very nice. But this kind of vibe happens everywhere, right? But then when I started to go into the frequency of the comment, I actually read between the lines once I got over my humanness and took responsibility for that. I was then able to listen with my heart. And I could feel that this person was in such fear that they actually took it upon themselves to go to that next level to leave that comment. So yes, the words read one way, but what was the message is like, see me, please see me. I'm in pain and I'm not doing so well. Do you know what I mean? So all of a sudden compassion comes in as a result of that. And then you're able to kind of like navigate through that. But that only happened through me being able to sit back. Look, I had a human moment. I shan't lie. I'm going to own it. But I sat back and I let the dust settle. And I thought, let me just get to that place and then I'll respond. And my responding is doing this video. I didn't go back and fight fire with fire, because what's the point in that? The person is fearful and they are in pain. So what I wanted to do is do a video that might be a bit more productive and assistive in the greater good. And then after that, what can you do, right? But you'll find everything that you've put out there, even for myself. I created that comment. I mean, I know the person wrote it, but I created that because why? Look at that process of learning. I created that comment in my reality. I put it out there because Marie needed to expand and like access more compassion. It happened. I was like, whoa, okay, that's not very nice. And then I sat back and then I came out on top because I actually took responsibility through the process that I actually created that. Okay, I know what that's all about. I know how that lands. Okay, what do I need to do? Well, I need to show more compassion. Okay, did that. And now I'm able to come to a place of like teaching and sharing, which I feel is not coming from my ego, it's coming from my heart, which is what it's all about, right? So this is the message from Isis that I was sat channeling, just vibing with her, and I started to do some channel writing, and what came out on my pad, my pen just wrote, she said, refrain from reacting and embody responding. And I just thought, refrain from reacting. And I just thought, wow, isn't that something? So what she said is exactly what just happened in that process there. So when you get zinged, triggered by another energy, okay, right away off the bat, you're going to want to punch them in the throat or do something that doesn't feel so great. Do you know what I mean? You know, or maybe you're the one who's chucking it out and then they come back and whatever, just talk about that, whatever, something goes out there, right? You need to like step back. You don't react, you don't have a conversation, step back. In that moment, you'll have a fire come up. In that moment, take a breath, take 3 breaths, that always works for me. Come back, let the dust settle. And then you will be able to understand, well, you will actually be able to have the conversation. What you will say to yourself is, So why did I create that? For what purpose of my growth? How does that serve me? And let me tell you, when you ask yourself that question, you will see exactly how it serves you. Because remember, that person is a messenger. That's the bottom line. That's their only play out with that. They are the messenger, and that's it. And you respond. When you respond, that's basically heart. When you react, that's ego. So that happens from you just stepping back, create some space, come back to it just now. Let it all just fizzle, and then ask yourself the question, why did I create this? In what way would that help my learning? How would I be able to grow from that, you know? And then also as well, just about like how you move through life and everything. It's hard. Everyone's getting triggered. We're really at this Scorpion energy, which is out there. All these dark and nasties are coming up. It's a minefield right now, which has just come out the blue. And the bottom line is that's gonna zing the most human part of yourself. So compassion is key. When responding, compassion is key. But you got to get there first. You got to feel it. So the way you feel it is by really having a strong word with yourself and saying, well, you must take responsibility for everything. This is your life. This is what you created. You are a master creator, and everything in your reality, everything, and I mean everything, comes from within. And it's for your higher purpose. So this is a call to action, if you will, that you kind of like step into this and and take responsibility for it. And if you have fear, there's two ways how that's gonna play out. If you have a lot of fear, you're gonna be the super, super, super small. Or if you have fear, you're gonna basically put it on another person and you're gonna kind of go into attack mode. And I'll use myself as a perfect example. When my husband, who is my twin flame, basically calls me on my shit, this is how it goes down. So I'll say, okay, this has gone on. And I've completely bypassed the taking responsibility. This has gone on. I don't like what's going on out there for whatever. It might be anything. It might even be with the kids or whatever. And when he comes back and he speaks my truth, I don't even let him finish. And I'm like, well, hang on a minute. What about me? Do you know what I mean? And there it is. What about you? Because this is actually not, well, first of all, my fear makes me attack him and I project. But then I say, but what about me? You don't actually see my story. So let's backtrack from that. My attacking my husband for telling me the truth comes from my fear, because actually my fear is just saying, I want to be loved. What about me? I've been lost. I've been forgotten. Do you know what I mean? I've been left. What about me? So there's two ways about it. So like I say, we all have fear. You're either going to come from attack or you're going to come from a place of smallness. Don't take me out. Do you know what I mean? So either or, they come from the same place, which is fear. So let's get rid of the delivery. Let's acknowledge the fear. Let's take responsibility, which opens the portal and the pathway back into self. So you can enter into the heart, have compassion for yourself, and therefore that will also bring compassion out there. And then you will get a moment of clarity and it will bring forth exactly what this is all about. And then you can move through it. Woo! Enlightenment for that part anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's how you've got to roll with it. And this is why I'm always banging on about being practical spiritual. That's the way it is. So just on a bigger picture now, as we move through this timeline, I mean, everybody's talking about, I mean, even me actually, we're all talking about how February is this huge portal, which it kind of is. And yeah, we will be moving through February because it's all the twos, right? But like, there's always going to be bumps in the road along with the magical moments, right? Because this is the thing. This life, this coming to this planet and incarnating here, okay, the reason for that is because basically we are masters, we're master creators and all the rest of it. Mastery, the word mastery is used so often when we do the spiritual work and everything like that, you know, the mastery of it all. The reason they call it mastery is because you have to balance your ego, your humanness, with your light beingness. Do you know what I mean? And that takes mastery, which is why when we, in the olden days and even now, even the ancient times, that's why you start at the base, the bottom of the Nile, and you travel up the Nile to all the different temples, Abu Simbel, and you kind of get all the way, you start there and you kind of come all the way to the top, and until you get to the pyramids at the top, because those temples are the lower chakras, which is basically world stuff, everyday stuff. Do you know what I mean? You know, your emotions, your body, your this stuff, basically. And then you start to pass your initiations and your tests and all until you get to all the way to the top and you're at the pyramid and you're basically going to go and do a few initiations beyond that. but it's your path. It's your journey, right? It's your journey. That's mastery. That's being able to figure your shit out over your light. That's what it's all about. So you're always going to be balancing. You know, like you're always going to be balancing. That's a master. Okay, running a business, so many moving parts. That's mastery. Being a mom, a starseed mom, where I've got to be in 10 places all at the same time. That's actually being multidimensional. But starseed mom vibes, that is basically being a master of my time, my energy, my frequency, and making sure that everyone's okay, including me, and the wheel turns. So, I mean, I could go on and on and on with all of these examples, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's about being a master of your own reality. So start to unpack this now, man, and just like, you know, and like I say, take responsibility. I keep going on about it, but it's like, the golden ank, the golden key to all of this, take responsibility. Soon as you do that, everything will change. I promise you, everything will change. So that's that. I'm going to sign off now. And yeah, and I just wish you safe passage through this potent portal. And yeah, and just to plug on your radar, the gods and the goddesses, the god codes, the gods and goddesses of Egypt. You know what I mean? Short little videos there. Maybe you want to just tap into those and actually just start to feel empowered and feel supported, because this journey is quite intense. So use the videos. There's like, I'll be adding another one this week. I'm not quite sure which god and goddess is going to come through yet, but they will let me know. And all of those exercises and things like that will help you feel more empowered when you start to work with your spiritual team, rather than feeling like you're one up. You know what I mean? So tap into that. Also, as well, you've got your how to lose your mind, which is all about this, and there'll be other stuff that I'll be posting on how to nail this shit, man, because like I say, you're a master. What can I say? That's it, and that's all. So anyway, sending you lots of love and light, and I will speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.